Part 101. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1001. Chapter 1001. She hates the feeling of losing herself. Do I know him? Who is it? Mo Shixiu, your husband's brother. Cough cough cough. Chiao Mian coughed violently. She coughed and her pretty face turned red. She opened her eyes wide and said in disbelief, "Who did you just say? Who is that man?" She must have heard wrongly. She must have heard wrong. How could it be, that it was Mo Shixiu? Zhang Luli looked at her reaction and sighed softly. You think it's incredible, too. In fact, I still find it incredible, like I'm in a dream. You know, when I saw him, the way I saw him, how do you feel at this moment? I felt at that time that I must be hallucinating. He is Mo Shixiu. How could the person who was with me that night be him? He told me that he went to his friend's banquet that night. As a result, someone was plotting against him at the banquet. Someone wanted to take a video of his indecent private life so that his election would be affected. Someone had already given him I made arrangements with other women and then met me by accident. He also said that I did him a big favor. Therefore, he felt that the compensation of 50 million was not enough, and he hoped that I could make other demands. She swore. That night, she really just had a trance and said that in a joking manner. She coveted Mo Shixiu very much. If this man could become her boyfriend, she would wake up laughing even if she fell asleep. But coveting is coveting. She still knows what kind of conditions she has and whether it is realistic to show up with him. Some of the things she said were joking, but she didn't dare to really expect that. The gap between her and Mo Shixiu is the kind of gap where the results can be seen from the beginning. This is the gap that even if she covets this man, she still dares to mess with him. Because she knew clearly in her heart that once she got involved with a man like Mo Shixiu, he would definitely become addicted. It is an addiction that is very difficult to break once you become addicted. She is not afraid of anything except that she will fall. She dares to touch anything, but the only thing she dares not touch is feelings. Because once this thing is touched and collapsed, a person will no longer be himself. She hates the feeling of losing herself. Baby, what do you think I should do? Zhang Luli has never been so annoyed before. I really never thought about letting him be my boyfriend. He and I are basically people from two different worlds. We're not meant to be together. After Chiao Mian listened, she thought seriously for a moment, and then asked seriously, Luoluo, do you think it's unrealistic for you to be with him, so that's why you don't want to be with him? If his identity is excluded, he proposed to you. If we were to date, would you still think the same way now? Zhang Luli also thought seriously for a while before replying, Baby, you know, if he is not Mo Shixiu, even if he is just an ordinary rich second generation, I think I can give it a try. But, he is Mo Shixiu. If he wins the election this time, he will be the president of country from now on. Can you imagine what it feels like to fall in love with a president? Anyway, I think it's quite scary. I just feel that this man is too high-spirited and he is not from the same world as me. How can I fall in love with a god? I will feel guilty. Chiao Mian was silent for a few seconds and nodded. I probably understand what you mean. So what does he think? Have you told him your thoughts? End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1002. Chapter 1002. How can the president's wife be from the entertainment industry? After learning that the man she had a fling with her best friend turned out to be Mo Shixiu, Chiao Mian quickly thought of MRSMO. MRSMO is dissatisfied with her, and she won't be satisfied with Zhang Luli either. The Zhang family is not a famous family. And what MRSMO wants to find for her son is the kind of daughter from a famous family. Zhang Luli obviously did not meet her requirements. Chiao Mian herself already knew very well what kind of person MRSMO was, and she didn't want her best friend to suffer the same grievance again. I said it. Zhang Luli looked like he had a headache. I said everything. Do you know how he responded to me? What happened? He said that as long as I am willing, he and I will be in the same world, and whether we are suitable will only be known after we get together. He will work hard to become the person who is suitable for me, so that I can have more confidence in him. So now you. I told him I would think about it again, but I haven't replied to him yet. Luoluo, if you are asking for my opinion, my suggestion is to reject him. Letting her best friend become her sister-in-law is definitely something she would like to see happen, but if her best friend's other half is Mo, if you fix it? Xiao Mian couldn't imagine how angry Mo would be by then. She would definitely feel that she and Zhang Luli had planned it in advance, and they were specifically targeting her two sons. A man set his sights on his younger brother, and after successfully marrying into a wealthy family, he asked his best friend to seduce his older brother. I want to kill the two best men of the Mo family in one pot. Xiao Mian doesn't care what Mo thinks of her. Mo already disliked her very much anyway. Whether she thought she was scheming or deliberately calculating, she didn't care that much anymore. However, she didn't want Mo to think that Zhang Luli was not a good person. What's more, if Mo Shixia can be elected, he will be the president of Kontria from now on. Being the wife of a president is much more difficult than being the wife of a CEO. Zhang Luli has a lively and outgoing personality and is a girl who likes to have fun. The status of the president's wife will bring her many restrictions. She knows Zhang Luli. So she knows that kind of life is definitely not what she likes. She also couldn't accept it. Zhang Luli was silent for a moment, then nodded slightly and said, "Well, I think so too. He and I are really unrealistic. If there is no good outcome, I don't want to let myself fall into it and suffer the pain. It's better not to touch it in the first place." Luoluo, it's not that I think you are unrealistic, that's why you rejected him. I just think that after you get together with him, he may not be able to give you the life you want. Mo Shixia can be elected in this election. The probability is very high. If nothing happens, he will be the next president. He is so busy now. When he becomes president, he will only have less personal time. And, do you think you can be a good wife of the president? Although I don't know him well, I feel that he puts his work. It's very important. Love may not be too important to him. In contrast, I hope you can find someone who can spend a lot of time with you and let you live the life you want. If you get together with Mo Shixiu, you can still be with him in the future. Filming. How can the president's wife be from the entertainment industry? How can the president's wife be such a carefree and eclectic person? End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1003. Chapter 1003. It's hard to get into a wealthy family. As the president's wife, everything you say and do in the future must be restricted. Because the identity of the president's wife is not something that ordinary people can hold. Perhaps some people will adapt to this kind of life and like this kind of life. But Zhang Luli is definitely not such a person. After listening to Xiao Mianmian's words, Zhang Luli was silent for a long time. She just thought that the identity gap between her and Mo Shixia was too big to be realistic. She didn't take into account what Xiao Mianmian just said. Now, she suddenly realized that it was really impossible for her and Mo Shixia to be together. It's not just because of the gap in status. The things Xiao Mianmian just said are very realistic. Mo Shixia has a high chance of being elected as the next president. Even if he doesn't care about the difference in family status, even if they have hope to live together in the end, will the life they can live together be what she wants? Being the president's wife? She doesn't know how much she weighs. What's more, becoming the president's wife means that she will definitely lose her original life and give up many things. It has been her dream since she was a child to be a director and film director. Should she give up her dream for a man? No, it's impossible. She is not the kind of woman who can give up everything for the sake of love. Being with a man means that she has to give up a lot of things she likes. No matter how good the man is, she doesn't want it anymore. She doesn't want to love in a humble way, nor does she want to love too tiredly. At this moment, Zhang Luli finally made up his mind. She clenched her fists. I know how I should reply to him. Baby, you are right, he and I are not suitable at all. He is indeed a man who values work very important, and work is his life. Center of gravity. He couldn't spare any time or energy to fall in love with me. He only agreed to it because he felt he owed me something and wanted to make up for it. But, I don't need his compensation at all. Well, Lulu, I don't know how happy I would be if you could become my sister-in-law. It's just that Mo Shixiu is really not suitable for you. Of course, I'm just giving you some suggestions. What should you choose in the end? Look at yourself. No matter what choice you make, I will support you. I have already made my choice. Zhang Luli curled his lips and lowered his eyes to hide the trace of disappointment, although he is really a very delicious and exciting man. But life is precious, and love is even more valuable. Hi. If it's for freedom, both can be thrown away. For me, nothing is more important than living a free life. Oh, no matter how delicious it is, I can only bear the pain and give up. Baby, how are you in the Mo family? Are the people in the Mo family easy to get along with? Is there a big and wealthy family like theirs with a lot of intrigue like in the TV series? How is your mother-in-law? Can you get along with her? Zhang Luli didn't want to talk about Mo Shixiu anymore and changed the topic. She was still a little worried when she thought that Jiao Mian and Mo Yesi had not held a wedding yet. It is said that it is difficult to enter a wealthy family. The Mo family is not an ordinary wealthy family. That is a top wealthy family. It is a truly famous family. Jiao Mian's career is also an artist in the entertainment industry. Zhang Luli was really worried about her. I am afraid that after she gets married, she will be bullied by other members of the Mo family. Although the male definitely dotes on her baby and she doesn't have to worry about him being bad to the baby, it's hard to say for the rest of the Mo family. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1004. Chapter 1004. It can be seen that she really loves you. Especially the male god's mother. It is said that it is difficult to get along with mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. It is probably even harder to get along with the mother-in-law in this wealthy family. Speaking of this topic, the smile on Jiao Mian's lips froze for a few seconds. When Zhang Luli saw this, she immediately had an idea in her mind. She frowned slightly and said, "Isn't the male god's mother difficult to get along with?" Nor. Jiao Mian didn't want Zhang Luli to know those bad things, so as not to worry her, so she lied and said, "It's not that easy to get along with, but I don't feel sorry for me. And Mo Yesi and I don't live with them either. I just have time to go back for a meal and a night's stay. So it's okay." Thinking of MRSMO, Jiao Mian felt bad, but thinking of the old lady, a smile appeared on her face. The old lady is very nice, she likes me very much and is very kind to me. This is my first time there. When we were at the Mo family, she gave me a very luxurious meeting gift. Old lady, is she the grandma of the male god? Yes, she is very nice. When I see her, I think of my grandmother. I'm more concerned about how generous the meeting gift the old lady gave you is. Can you tell your bestie? Zhang Luli felt a little relieved when he heard that the old lady of the Mo family liked Jiao Mian very much. In a wealthy family, the status of the old lady is the same as that of the Taijun in ancient times. Is very eloquent. Old MRSMO likes her baby, so she doesn't need to worry about many things. Even if MRSMO doesn't like her baby, MRSMO doesn't dare to go too far with the old lady protecting her baby. Chiao Mian told the meeting gift given by the old lady. Zhang Luli was dumbfounded after hearing this. Damn, you are so heroic. She was almost drooling with envy. Then you have become a billionaire now. No wonder so many female celebrities are trying their best to marry rich families. It turns out that marrying rich families is so enjoyable. If you receive a meeting gift, it's worth hundreds of millions. The old lady is so generous. So what kind of gift did your mother-in-law give you? A bracelet. Jiao Mian thought for a while and said, it seems to be quite expensive, but probably not as much as what the old lady gave me. I saw a jade bracelet at an auction before. It was of very good quality. The final transaction price was tens of millions. Your mother-in-law's probably cost at least tens of millions. But the old lady was still generous. A piece of real estate is worth hundreds of millions. It shows that she really loves you. Yes, Jiao Mian nodded. The old lady is indeed very good to me. It's just that I have had so many scandals recently, and I'm worried that the old lady will have a problem with me. I don't want her to hate me. Probably not. The old lady must be a very smart person and would not believe those scandals easily. She didn't believe it. I was just afraid that she would have objections if I was often involved in scandals. Zhang Luli was silent for a while and sighed softly. So this is one of the reasons why those wealthy families don't like to marry female celebrities. Wealthy families want to save face. If there is a female artist in the family who is involved in scandals every day, it would feel very shameful. Baby, they didn't say anything to tell you to quit the entertainment industry, right? Chiao Mian thought for a while and shook her head, not yet. That's good. No matter what, the male will support you. This is very valuable. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1005. Chapter 1005. What the is going to the mountains to look at the stars. The two chatted for a while, and Chiao Mian's and Zhang Luli's cell phones rang at the same time. Chiao Mian picked up the phone and heard Mo Yesi ask when the phone was connected, baby, are you still out? When will you be back? Before Chiao Mian could answer, he added, where are you? I'll come and pick you up right now. Are you off work? Chiao Mian checked the time, and it was not yet his usual time to get off work. Well, I got off work early today. Mo Yesi asked again, where are you now? I'll be right over. I'm with Luo. Chiao Mian looked at Zhang Luli opposite, thought for a moment, and then said, okay, I'll send you the address. Come over. Chiao Mian hung up the phone, opened WeChat, and sent her location. As soon as she sent the address to Mo Yesi, she saw two tall men in black clothes and black trousers walking towards them. The two of them walked straight to their table. Chiao Mian looked up at them with guard and vigilance in her eyes. The two men in black looked down at Zhang Luli and said respectfully, Ms. Zhang, sir, you asked us to pick you up and have dinner with you. Zhang Luli hung up the phone, raised his head, and looked at the two of them expressionlessly. I'm sorry, please tell him that I already have an appointment tonight. The two men in black were stunned for a moment, and then a look of embarrassment appeared on their faces. But, sir, we must pick you up. Miss Zhang, you. I will tell him. Zhang Luli looked down at his phone and dialed Mo Shixiu's phone number in front of the two bodyguards. It rang 3 or 4 times and the call was connected over there. A low, cool, yet magnetic voice sounded on the phone. Miss Zhang, good afternoon. Zhang Luli. I sent someone to pick you up, have they arrived? I'm not too busy today. I can arrange a date in the evening. I don't know what kind of date Ms. Zhang likes. My arrangement is that we have dinner together, then go to a concert, and later we will go to the mountains to watch star. What do you think, Miss Zhang? Zhang Luli. She almost couldn't hold back and squirted out. Forget about attending concerts. Although it's not her thing, it's still normal. What the is going to the mountains to look at the stars? These days, does anyone still like this way of dating? And if you go to the mountains to watch the stars in summer, are you sure you won't be bitten by mosquitoes? Ms. Zhang, are you listening to me? Probably because she had been silent, Mo Shixio thought she didn't hear what he just said. Ahem, I heard it. Zhang Luli's mouth twitched. I want to ask, Mr. Mo, are you serious? Are you sure you're not teasing her or doing it in a funny way? Of course I am serious. Mo Shixio's serious voice came over. Every word that Miss Zhang and I said is serious. Since you heard it, as for the proposal just now, you. Mr. Mo, I'm sorry, I have an appointment tonight. Now that Zhang Luli has made up her mind, she will no longer be involved with this man, even if Mo Shixio is a very, very huge temptation for her. It is very, very difficult to resist this temptation. However, she also had to endure it. The greater the temptation, the greater the possibility of falling into it in the future. It would be better to nip everything in the cradle from the beginning. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1006. Chapter 1006. It seems that she hasn't agreed to him yet. Mo Shixia was silent for a few seconds. Is that so? Miss Zhang already has an appointment. Yeah. Zhang Luli took a deep breath and put a hand on her chest, trying to return her heart that was beating too fast to its original frequency. She felt that it was too difficult to refuse Mo Shixia. Just listening to his voice made it difficult for her to hold on. This man not only has a face that appeals to her, but also has a voice that appeals to her. It's too fatal. Are you with friends? Zhang Luli originally thought that after she said she had an appointment, Mo Shixia would hang up the phone if he said a few polite words. Unexpectedly, he didn't seem to have any intention of hanging up the phone. She was stunned for a few seconds and then said softly. Are you a female friend? Mo Shixia asked again. Zhang Luli. Mr. Mo, you. Are you taking too much care? Sorry, I know I asked some questions that I shouldn't have asked. If I made you feel unhappy, I apologize to you. But Miss Zhang, I hope the person you have an appointment with tonight is a beautiful lady. In this case, I'll feel better. Although you haven't replied to me about dating yet, I hope I can finally be qualified to be your boyfriend. Zhang Luli frowned and was silent for a while. Mr. Mo, she suddenly changed her mind. I'm here, Miss Zhang, please speak. Mo Shixia was as polite as a gentleman. I think we should have dinner together tonight. She originally didn't want to see Mo Shixia again, but there were some things that it was better to tell him clearly in person. Since she has decided, let's have a good talk with him tonight. Mo Shixia seemed a little surprised. Are you sure? Didn't you just say you had an appointment with a friend? Yeah, I'm sure. I'll just tell my friend. Mo Shixia was silent for a while. Miss Zhang suddenly changed her mind. Is there something you want to tell me tonight? Zhang Luli, yes. Is it related to that matter? Miss Zhang has already thought about it. Okay, Mo Shixia said in a gentle voice, I'll let someone make arrangements now. I wonder what Miss Zhang likes to eat? Anything is fine, I'm not picky about food, just make arrangements. Okay then. Miss Zhang can go to the house to stay for a while. I have some things on hand right now and will be home in about 2 hours. Last time, Miss Zhang left in a hurry and didn't take a good stroll around the house. You can go over today to familiarize yourself with the environment. I've also arranged your room. I don't know what kind of decoration style you girls like. If you don't like it, I'll have it done again. Zhang Luli. She seems to have not agreed to him yet. Why did he say it as if she had already agreed to the date? Ms. Zhang, I'll hang up the phone first, we'll see you in 2 hours. Good. Zhang Luli hung up the phone and met Jiao Mianmian's curious eyes as soon as he raised his head. Jiao Mianmian looked at her and blinked. Did he call? Zhang Luli nodded. Yeah. Have you made an appointment to have dinner together tonight? Well, I think we should make it clear to him in person. After hearing this, Jiao Mianmian showed a trace of hesitation on his face. Luo, I think my previous words may have been too rational. You'd better think about it yourself. Maybe there won't be any differences between you and him, it's going as bad as I said. You should listen to your truest thoughts. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1007. Chapter 1007, Every time I see him, my heart will be moved. Jiao Mianmian had previously helped Zhang Luli analyze the problem from a very rational perspective. She felt that Zhang Luli and Mo Shixiu were not suitable. Except for the various conditions of the two of them, Mo Shixiu's future status destined him to be unable to give Zhang Luli the life he wanted. Because she knows very well what kind of person Zhang Luli is. So her suggestion is that the two of them are not suitable. But just now, she suddenly thought, if Zhang Luli had followed her advice and rejected Mo Shixiu, would there be any regrets in the future? Perhaps, after they really get together, their life may not be as unhappy as she said. Perhaps, they can also live happily. Who can explain clearly about emotional matters? When she married Mo Yesi, she never imagined that they would develop into what they are now. She also felt that she and Mo Yesi were not suitable at all. If it weren't for Chiao Chen's illness, she would not have married him. It's not that he is bad. But he is too good. So good that she wanted to stay away from it in the first place. A man with good conditions is not a temptation in her eyes, but a danger. She didn't know how deep Zhang Luli's feelings were for Mo Shixiu. However, Zhang Luli definitely likes Mo Shixiu. If she didn't have a good impression of Mo Shixiu at all, she wouldn't ask her out specifically to ask her opinion. She must have been moved. Because of some reasons, I am hesitant. Baby, you. Zhang Luli looked at her with confusion. Don't you think he and I are not suitable? Why are you now? Luo, I think you know best in your heart whether it's suitable or not. I just think you still have to listen to your truest thoughts on this matter before deciding what to do. After all, feelings are your own business. I said, no matter what decision you make in the end, I will support you. Zhang Luli looked at her and was silent for a moment. He quickly understood what she meant and nodded with a smile. Yes, I understand. I will think about this matter carefully. When I make a decision, I'll tell you again. Good. Asterisk. The two of them waited at the dessert shop until Mo Yesi came over. Zhang Luli used to be a little fan of Mo Yesi. Now that I know his true identity, I look at him with even more admiration. He looks like a little fangirl. Hi, Mr. God, long time no see. The little fangirl had an excited expression on her face. As soon as she saw Mo Yesi, she waved vigorously at him and greeted him enthusiastically and proactively. Mo Yesi was dressed in black clothes and black trousers. From the moment he walked into the coffee shop, the female employees in the store looked at him frequently, guessing whether he was a model or an actor. Jiao Mianmian was also looking at him. The man has a good foundation. Paired with that handsome and profound face that attracts people's attention, it's hard not to attract attention. Every time he appears, no matter where he is, he will always attract the attention of others immediately. Even if Jiao Mianmian saw him once, her heart would be moved. Let alone other people. It's just a black shirt with the simplest style, but it looks extraordinarily different when worn on him. That cool, elegant, ascetic, and aloof temperament is really heartwarming. Every time Jiao Mian sees him, she will feel proud like a grandma selling melons, and she will think about why her husband is so handsome. End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1008. Chapter 1008 Mo Shixiu, is it possible that he is also a man who loves his wife very much? He's so handsome that it's almost a foul. And this man, who was perfect in every aspect, would actually be her husband. Hello, Miss Zhang. Mo Yesi walked quickly to Jiao Mian, bent down and held her head. Under Jiao Mian's surprised and shy eyes, he lowered his head and kissed her forehead softly. Her lips said softly, "Sorry, honey. There was a traffic jam on the road for a while, so I came a little late." Jiao Mian couldn't help but blush as she thought about Zhang Luli sitting opposite and watching them. Zhang Luli had an envious look on his face and joked, "My God, I don't want you to be like this. You feed me dog food as soon as I meet you. Have you ever thought about how I, a single person, feel? Miss Zhang is young, beautiful, and talented. As long as you are willing, you can always find someone you like. By then, Miss Zhang will naturally not be fed dog food by others." Wow! Zhang Luli had an incredible expression on his face and said excitedly, "Is the male praising me in disguise? Do you really think I am young, beautiful, and talented? I am so happy to be praised by the male like this. I feel like even happier than winning 5 million. Mo Yesi is very indifferent to other women except Jiao Mian. Shenro is an exception. But she is just a little better than other women. It's not very special yet." But he was obviously much nicer to Zhang Luli than ordinary people, and his attitude could even be called very gentle. He curled his lips and said, "I'm just telling the actual situation. Miss Zhang is my wife's best friend. I believe that birds of a feather flock together. My wife is so good, so naturally her friends are not much different." Zhang Luli. After doing this for a long time, her boyfriend was praising her baby in disguise. It made her excited. Every time he saw Mo Yesi, Zhang Luli saw that his eyes were only fixed on Jiao Mian the whole time. At least 2 of the 3 words he spoke were about Jiao Mian. This is a man who talks about his wife all the time. He is also a man whose eyes always stay on his wife. He is using his actual actions to show how much he cares about this woman. Zhang Luli is really envious. How many people can meet a man like Mo Yesi? Have a distinguished family background, are rich and powerful, and have excellent appearance. She is so dedicated and affectionate towards her other half. This is simply the best husband in every woman's dream. Thinking about it, God is still very good to her baby. Even though she encountered a scumbag like Suzy, he made up for it by giving her such a perfect husband. In every aspect, he instantly killed that scumbag Suzy. Zhang Luli was not that interested in falling in love and getting married, at least now she only wants to make a good start in her career. But seeing how loving Jiao Mian and Mo Yesi were, she sometimes wanted to have a sweet relationship. She suddenly thought of Mo Shixiu. Mo Shixiu and Mo Yesi are biological brothers. They grew up together, and they grew up in the same environment and received the same education. So, the younger brother is so dedicated and affectionate in relationships, and loves his wife very much. Will the older brother be the same? Mo Shixiu, is it possible that he is also a man who loves his wife very much? When the man's handsome but too cold and stern face appeared in his mind, Zhang Luli's heartbeat sped up a lot for no reason. End of this chapter. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1009. Chapter 1009. Are you sure this is true? Thinking about the relationship between Mo Yesi and Mo Shixiu's brothers, her mood was a little subtle. She and Xiao Mian are best friends, and the man they met is actually a brother. Such a fate, when you talk about it, it will make people feel like the plot of a TV series. Ms. Zhang, I'll treat you to dinner next time. Now, I'm going to take my wife away. Is Miss Zhang coming with us, or? Mo Yesi's eyes inadvertently fell on the two bodyguards in black standing nearby. I feel vaguely that these two people look familiar. But for a moment, I couldn't remember where I had seen it. No, my dear, please take your baby on a date. I'm not going to get along with you. Okay. Mo Yesi took Xiao Mianmian's hand, put his arms around her waist, and said without politeness, then let's go first. See you next time, Miss Zhang. Okay, goodbye, my god, and goodbye, baby. Asterisk. Xiao Mian put on a mask and followed Mo Yesi out of the dessert shop. He kept a low profile today and did not drive his Lamborghini, but a black Bentley. Even so, the two of them frequently attracted passers-by to look in their direction. Mo Yesi is too good looking. Those who see him for the first time will think that he is engaged in a career such as a model or an actor. After getting in the car, Xiao Mian fastened her seat belt, but Mo Yesi did not drive away immediately. Xiao Mian turned her head and saw that he had a thoughtful expression, as if he was thinking about something. She asked curiously, Mo Yesi, what are you thinking about? Nothing. Hearing her voice, Mo Yesi came back to his senses and turned to look at her. What is the relationship between the two people standing next to Zhang Luli just now and her? Do they know each other? I think those two people look familiar, as if I've seen them somewhere. Xiao Mianmian's face changed slightly. She bit the corner of her lip, with hesitation in her eyes. Should you tell Mo Yesi about Zhang Luli and Mo Shixiu? Mo Shixiu and Mo Yesi are two brothers. Mo Yesi must know his brother very well. If you ask him to help with analysis, his suggestions should be the most helpful to Zhang Luli. Thinking of this, Xiao Mian said, if they look familiar to you, you must have seen them before. They are the bodyguards around my eldest brother. The bodyguards around the eldest brother. Mo Yesi was surprised. Why are the people around the eldest brother with her? After Xiao Mianmian's reminder, Mo Yesi slowly remembered. He has indeed seen those two bodyguards. Those two people are indeed Mo Shixiu's right-hand assistants, and they often attend various occasions with him. No wonder he always felt familiar. Xiao Mian pursed her lips, hesitated for a few seconds, and then slowly said, it's a long story. Anyway, because of some special reasons, eldest brother and Lugo developed a special relationship. Now, the eldest brother proposes to date Lugo today. Lugo asked me out to discuss this matter with her. She was very hesitant about whether to agree to big brother. Mo Yesi was taken aback again, with astonishment on his face. Brother proposed to date her? Are you sure this is true? Mo Yesi simply couldn't imagine that Mo Shixiu would do such a thing. His eldest brother, who is devoted to work and whose focus in life is not only work, but also work, actually finds a girl to fall in love with? End of this chapter. I secretly got married to a super boss. Author, Dance Lightly. Chapter 1010. Chapter 1010. You repeat it again. From Mo Yesi's point of view, the impact and shock of this incident was no less than seeing the sun rising from the west. Is a particularly bizarre thing. In his opinion, it is normal for people like his elder brother to never get married in their entire lives. It is hard to imagine what it would be like to fall in love, get married, and have children. A man like his elder brother is more suitable to live alone for the rest of his life. How does he have time to fall in love? He even allocated his sleeping time to his work. Of course it's true. Xiao Mian bit her lip and frowned, looking troubled. Luoluo probably likes the eldest brother, but the eldest brother seems to have more responsibility for her. Actually, selfishness speaking of which, I really hope that Luoluo and big brother can be together. In this case, Luoluo may become my sister-in-law in the future. If she can be my sister-in-law, I will be very happy. However, I don't think she and my eldest brother are very suitable. Luoluo has a very lively temperament and likes a girl with a diverse life. My eldest brother seems to have a dull personality. Moreover, he is so busy now that he barely has time to go home. Once if he becomes the president of our country in the future, he will definitely be even busier. I don't think he can give Luoluo the love he wants. If Luoluo is with him, she will definitely spend less time together and more separation. So I suggested Luoluo not to agree to him. But now, I think I am too arbitrary. Point. Mo Yesi has not fully recovered from the shock just now. He listened to what Jiao Mian said and slowly digested it alone for almost a minute before finally accepting it. He looked at Jiao Mian's sad face, thought about it seriously, and then said, "Do you think my eldest brother's personality and work are not suitable for her? Are you afraid that if they are together, my eldest brother will not be able to give her what she wants? Happiness." Ye Jiao Mian nodded, but now I feel that no one can say what they will develop into in the future. When we first got together, I never thought that I would like him as much as I do now. You. As soon as Jiao Mian finished speaking, she realized that she seemed to have confessed her love to Mo Yesi inadvertently. The words she said she liked him were so natural. She couldn't help but feel hot on her face. She glanced at him shyly and coughed twice to cover up her mood at the moment. "Well, anyway, what I mean is that maybe they can live happily together. Very happy. What do you think?" That confession is clear and clear. The corners of the man's lips slowly raised, and a pleasant smile spread out from the corners of his eyes. Looking at the fair face of the girl next to him with a hint of crimson, he couldn't help but lower his head, pinched her chin with his slender fingers, leaned close to her and said in a low voice, "Baby, repeat the last words you just said." As the man came closer, his charming masculine scent penetrated Jiao Mian's nose little by little. The dizzying hormonal smell. Jiao Mian's face became even hotter. When she raised her eyes, she saw his handsome face in front of her, and her heart beat faster. She knew what he was talking about, but just wanted to tease him, so she deliberately pretended to be stupid and said, "I said what I thought they would develop into in the future." The fingers pinching her chin tightened a little more and said, "That's not the sentence." Jiao Mian continued to play dumb, "I mean maybe after they get together." End of this chapter.